Yeah, exactly.
They're probably making better wings now since they don't have to like fucking. I mean, they were good wings, but
Yeah.
like Chinese food out
All
here
right.
just tastes so much better.
All right. What is up? What's up, guys? This is Mark with the Mic, and this is another The MorphinCast by Red Inc. I'm Mark with the Mic. I'm joined by Tenacious T.
I am always here, 74 miles away,
But he's
but
here.
I am here.
So, we had just a lot of shit going on within the last 2 months that we weren't able to record. So,
Yeah. It's just been getting real out there, so.
Yeah. So before this, it was just like a mixed thing, and we couldn't make it. And then it lined up going into this coronavirus that
Is plaguing the world.
pretty much, and like you cannot do anything with it here. So
Hence the reason why I'm 74 miles away.
yeah.
I literally Google mapped your house to see how far actually away I am, and I'm actually 74 miles away from you.
Yeah. So yeah. So we are doing our best to keep this podcast going. This is the MorphinCast. This one will be based for the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Boo. I hate this. I hate this season, man, so much. I got so much negative things to say about it, but
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. But yeah, we're definitely trying to, keep the the story going, keep the flow going, man. Because there's only so much that we can do isolated and quarantined. You know what I mean? Might as well keep ourselves occupied.
Exactly.
Everybody out there, please stay quarantined. Stay as safe as possible.
Stay at home.
Stay at home. Be creative. Do something for yourself. Do something for somebody else. Just don't do it next to them.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do it next to them.
Cough.
So I just ate a mean atomic rain right now. And goddamn, that hit me.
Hey, listen, man. The cure for everything is, our MorphinCast specialty, which is Lagunitas, our unsponsored sponsors.
Please sponsor us. We could use the money now, especially during this quarantine time.
Hey, at least we're fortunate to be essential, right?
Yeah, exactly. The essentials. Anyway, this is the MorphinCast. We're back on the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. This is the 7th season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Well, Power Rangers in general. 45 episodes. Came out 1999 December.
Yeah, I'm so happy I wasn't tuned in at this time in life, man. Because if there was one thing, if I was led off of such an amazing season of what we saw for for space,
yes,
to be led up into this single-handedly would have made me stop watching the show.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
I could agree. I could agree with that because you know what? What's funny is the fact that we have mentioned this in the podcast before. That this is a big fan favorite season. A lot of people like this season.
That.
A lot of people like this season.
All.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. How does anybody like this season? I'm gonna pick this season apart so bad because it's just one thing after another. And now this is my second time watching it. Hence, because we've already went through all the Americanized, and now we're, teaming it up with the Sentais and basically comparing the two. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to go through this with an open mind. Bro, it took me 2 months to finish this season. Because it's horrible. It is so bad. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can go from such a great, dramatic, fun-filled season to a flat line of a season. I just don't get it.
I agree. Like, it's I won't say it's the worst season, but it is...
No.
It is there. It's in those low points. Like I honestly,
Operation Overdrive is the worst season. Okay.
Yeah, between that and Mystic Force, and even Mystic Force has some things.
Mystic Force was cool with the world around it. It's just a failure of the Red Ranger that is pretty. The Red Ranger is supposed to be the leader and lead by example, and the motherfucker turned his back on them. You know what I mean?
He's like, fuck yeah.
I hate y'all, motherfuckers.
I want my daddy.
I hope he gets corona.
So yeah, this is the seventh season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This comes again right after an amazing season of Power Rangers in space. I'll read a little synopsis just to get the gist of where we're going with this shit, and then we go from there. All right, so Power Rangers Lost Galaxy is the seventh season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Is based on Japanese Super Sentai TV series Shinju Sentai Gigaman. Gingaman translation.
I hope Sentai's good, man.
Yeah, it looks very similar to Zoo Ranger, in a way.
Well, the show felt like a knockoff wannabe Zoo Ranger kind of thing, you know. But continue with the synopsis, my bad.
So, Lost Galaxy is the first series to not be a continuation of the previous seasons, although it has the spirit of as a sequel, with its own new cast and story. With the annual suits change that began in Power Rangers Zeo, the annual cast and story changes starting with this series. This is the first series to follow the practice set by the Super Sentai. In 1998, after Power Rangers in Space ended, the two-part finale Countdown to Destruction, which ended in 6 years, storyline that began in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The general briefing was that the Power Rangers franchise will end with space. So originally, space was supposed to be the season, the end.
That's why it was so badass. You know what I mean?
However, destruction in the ratings were enough that Saban chose to continue and produce future Power Ranger series as standalone stories. According to the trademark documents, the original title, Lost Galaxy, was Power Rangers Space Jungle.
Oh, God.
That's crazy. All right. So, that's basically what led into the series. The actual synopsis of this actual series: a year after the events of Power Rangers in Space, the Galaxy Space Alliance has launched a space colony, Terra Venture, in a search for a new world to colonize Earth's people. Across the cosmos, the evil focus of Scorpionus has invaded the planet Mirion to steal a set of legendary relics called the Quasar Sabers that set in a stone altar. When a young naive planet named Maya, native planet named Maya, there you go, runs through a dimensional portal to find help. She appears in front of Terra Venture workers Kendricks Morgan, Kai Chan, and Mike Corbett, who are currently dealing with Mike's little brother Leo as he tries to smuggle his way into the colony. Kai,
his brother was gonna leave him behind. What a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Kai refuses to follow as the rest of his group return to Maya and Milero, but unable to ignore the situation, the long and employees of the Astral Megaship and its caretaker Damien Henstern to take him to the planet. When united, Marion, Leo, Kai, Damien, and Maya and Kendricks and Mike tried to fight Scorpionus minions and drawing the Quasar Sabers along them become the newest team of Power Rangers. That's pretty much.
Even the synopsis is boring. Stupid. This whole show is so stupid, man. It really is. You know what I mean? Like it basically, just a quick look at after you watching it. It was really just a King Arthur Star Trek show. You know what I mean? That's really what it was. Like the whole, pull the swords out of the stone. That's obviously King Arthur. You know what I mean? It was very Star Trek. You know what I mean? And I think that's also probably a reason why I don't like it, because I am not a Trekkie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hint. Our other podcast that we'll be recording today.
Exactly. See, I had to throw that in there because that was like literally, it was the feel. Like I liked what Terra Venture looked like. I thought Terra Venture was actually probably the coolest thing of the entire show. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if I was them, I wouldn't have necessarily all the time made it look like a skyline, like inside, like you see the ship itself is flying through space, but then when you go into it, it's like you're on planet Earth. You know, it doesn't look any different. Like every now and then I would have turned that off and enjoyed the stars, you know what I mean? Like, and the cosmic things that was going on. But like, I think that's mainly what threw me off was like the Star Trek kind of feel.
Yeah,
Even the
I could agree with
suits,
that. Yeah.
not the Power Ranger suits itself, but like the suits of the Academy and stuff
Yeah.
like that was running the show. It was very Star Trek.
Very Star Trek, very Starship Troopers like.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have minded more of a Starship Trooper than a Star Trek. You know what I mean? Like even with those old general people, that one black lady and that old white-haired dude.
Yeah.
That was like it literally looked straight out of Star Trek.
Yeah.
And I never was one of those people who like Star Trek. So
Yeah.
I think that probably aided a lot. It's not the entire reason why I dislike the show.
Yeah.
But that aided to it a lot. It definitely did.
I could agree with that. Like, I felt like, again, I'm not a Star Trek fan at all, and, like, we're not a Trekkie. We have a podcast coming
Literally based on that fact that we are not Trekkies.
So, like, the whole grasp of the whole thing, I felt like it was very Star Trek. Like, even though Star Trek will add more alien life forms and more things out of the planet kind of thing, but you didn't really see that. You saw the bad guys as different kind of creatures, but you didn't see any of the, like, the human, kind of like SPD. When SPD was a merger of the human race and the aliens and everything like that. That I would have took more as a Lost Galaxy thing than what they did in this show.
See, because this show made space not relevant anymore.
Yeah.
Because when Andros destroyed the capsule that Zordon was in, it was supposed to release all the evil out of the galaxies and stuff like that. That was the one for all, which we were egging on the destruction of Zordon from the beginning. He should have been destroyed first episode of Mighty Morphin. We wouldn't even be here right now.
But then again, we would have got the amazing series on the space, and I think what held it number one is the fact that they killed Zordon in that series.
Yeah, well, because we are anti-Zordon.
Fuck Zordon.
So, fuck Zordon.
We do an early one this year in this cast.
I can't stand it. It's just...
Yeah. So, let's introduce you to our Rangers.
Our characters at hand.
Yeah, we got Leo, the Red Ranger. We have Maya, the Yellow Ranger. Kendrick Morgan, the Pink Ranger. And later on, Corone becomes the Pink Ranger as well. You have Magnum Defender, which he's the Sixth Ranger. And I kind of did it off of order. Kai Chen was the Blue Ranger. And Damian Henderson was the Green Ranger.
Well, the Magnum Defender was its own being at first.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I mean? He wasn't Mike. He wasn't Leo's brother Mike at first.
He got sucky once he became Mike.
Because technically, Mike was the one that pulled the sword from the stone, so he was technically supposed to be worthy to be the Red Ranger.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Or was that just planted there so it could be handed off to Leo? I don't know.
Who knows? Destiny works weird.
Yeah, no, it's like it's supposed to be one and done, not, hey, you can hand it off to somebody.
Yeah.
Leo wasn't even supposed to be on the thing. He snuck on the fucking thing, right? Yeah. And it's so funny because Kai, which is the Blue Ranger, is the one that discovered that he snuck on it. Yeah. Like, you already left Earth. What are you going to do, send them back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you might as well just let the motherfucker go.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, yeah, the Red Ranger, personally, with me, I just didn't believe him. You know what I mean? I didn't think that he was a good Red Ranger at all. He would never be on a list of mine.
Nah.
You know what I mean? He was just bad.
He was just there. I actually didn't feel him as a leader as well. Like, I think we have our leaders that we see as a leader. You see that Red Ranger? That's a leader right there, kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
This series, we didn't get that.
He was like a filler leader, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like Damon had more roles than anybody because he was the mechanic. I mean, I didn't like the guy who actually played him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I felt like his acting ability wasn't really all there, but the character itself, like, he single-handedly saved a space station. You know what I mean? Like, his impact is more important than any other Ranger on the list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Kai, I think Kai was a good Blue Ranger.
I give him a credit. I actually liked him as a Blue Ranger. I think he was... I think he kind of had a very similar thing to, like, Sky. And to, like... Was it Theo from Jungle Fury?
Yeah. Like, he could have been...
Yes.
it. He could have been the Red Ranger.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? I agree, 100% with that.
So
one.
I feel that with him. Like I feel like he was that good of a blue. I think he was. I think honestly, if I had to go with the ratings of the Rangers in the series, I think he was probably my favorite Ranger of the series.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He didn't do as much as Damon did, but he was a better Ranger
Yeah.
than Damon.
I like the
You know what I
Damon. I like the Damon for what he did. Like I saw the impact. He was pretty much the Billy of of this cast.
Yeah, but he was like cooler though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was a wise ass when he needed to
Yeah.
be, and he was, you know what I mean? Like I did enjoy what he and respect what he brought to the show. I
Yeah.
see what they tried to do with him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But the Yellow Ranger, she's hot.
Yeah.
I liked her because also I saw her boobs in Not Another Teen Movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, every time I'm looking at her and watching it, I was like,
I see the nose.
yeah, I saw the titties. I saw the titties.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Maya. She was the Jungle Girl. And then Galaxy Pink.
From Miranoi. That's where
Miranoi,
she was from.
yeah.
Miranoi.
And then Galaxy Pink was Kendrick Morgan, which
I liked Kendrick. I thought she was cool. You know what I mean? I liked sort of the story of what happened to her. I thought that brought a different aspect, sort of like a Star Wars kind of feel
so
to it. You know what
I
I mean?
have issues with that. So the things that we're gonna probably go into it more when we actually go and talk about it, about the episode when she supposedly passes away. I hated the fact that she came back.
At the end of it, right?
Yes, I was like, yo, you
Last
made me.
episode.
I was like, yo, you made me feel this for her, and then you just bring her around. Like, oh, I was just waiting for it to be done.
Yeah, she was in the Force. She was basically like Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
who just pops in every now and then to speak little words of wisdom. Like,
Yeah.
you're not doing nothing. You know what I mean? I liked her better when she was in physical form than she was in spirit form.
Yeah.
Because she should have just stayed dead. I completely 100% agree. Because it would have been a show that, you know, it gripped that and it accented on that. That would have then had a big memorial for her at the end.
Yeah.
I thought like a selflessness because she sacrificed herself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I liked her before she turned into that, and then I agree at the
Yeah.
end when they brought her back. I was like, I was just cheated after
Yeah.
the whole season.
I was like, you made me feel for this shit, and now you brought her back. Fuck her.
But a story behind that, she got diagnosed with cancer
Yeah.
while she was filming the show, which I understand why the writers wrote her off.
Mhm.
And honestly, like, and I don't wish cancer upon anybody because that's bad, but
No.
that brought, you know, what was good that came out of that was we got such a dope
You got a
Pink
good
Ranger.
storyline.
You know what I mean? Like, we got Corone
Yeah.
back because of it.
Yeah, and the way they brought her back was, I thought that was, I think, two of my favorite episodes of the series.
I'm being honest, I didn't even really focus on episodes. I was just trying to get through shit.
Yeah. No, but those are two of my favorite episodes when she returned, and then she kind of used the demon, the astronomer character in order to get the saber.
Yeah, she did that. She did that a couple times.
Yeah.
Through it, which I thought was cool because, you know, she was able to reprise that role of hers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which made her known in the Power Ranger world. So
Yeah,
and she looked so good too. Like, every time she got on like a fight scene, it was like all dirty and like all roughed up. I was just like, yeah, you go, girl. You look so. She looked so good. She really did.
Yeah.
And I thought, and honestly, man, I really enjoyed her as a Pink Ranger. I feel like she earned that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What she did in the last season of, you know, I mean, the last few episodes of Space, you know, where she literally saved the day and then got messed up again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really liked her presence in it. You know.
yeah. So, moving on, we did talk about the Rangers. Now let's get into their suits. The Power Rangers.
Well, the Magna Defender. We didn't really talk
Oh,
about.
the Magnum Defender, yeah. So originally he was a character that kind of he pretty much wanted revenge.
Yeah,
They
because
took away his miniature. Magnum Defender.
His son.
Yeah.
Who looks like I feel bad for the mother having to push that out.
Oh, the horns.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? But, like, I really, really liked that. And honestly, Mike failed. To me, he didn't sell the Magna Defender good, man. He really didn't. And
he wasn't a badass.
I remember the first time we watched this, we were praising the Magna Defender, and now watching it the second time, the original Magna Defender was so much better than Mike.
Yes, he was.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, I liked that story of revenge.
But I think that was the Magna Defender I liked in this show. I never liked the Mike as Magna Defender. So when I looked at we looked at Mike as Magnum Defender, I never see his face. I see the character Magnum Defender.
The corny.
Thank God the
toy
didn't have his face.
Yeah, and what's funny is that the Magna Defender was banished into this crevice, into this hole on this planet, and you know, the quake happens, and Mike's there, and Mike is now deemed the Red Ranger.
Yeah.
So, you know, the ground opens up like every Power Ranger episode back in the day does. You know, it splits open, there's fire brews, and Mike falls in it, and Leo grabs the saber.
Yeah.
And grabs on the mic, right?
Mm-hmm.
They literally sit there and have like a 3-minute heart-to-heart. Like, Leo, put the saber down. Grab your brother with the other hand, shut the fuck up, and pull your brother up. You know what I mean? Like, you wasted so much time to the point your brother was just like, just let me go. Just
like, you talk too damn much. Shut up.
You talked me out of living. I don't want to live. Just drop me into it, please.
Yeah, you shut the hell up. I'm tired of you.
But, like, I was sitting there watching that, and I was like, just shut up and, yo, you can literally drop the saber on the ground next to you and just lift them up. But now I'm thinking logically. You know what I mean?
I think Leo wanted his brother gone.
It's like, yeah, I want to be the Red Ranger.
Yeah, I think he slowly wanted to take over his life.
Well, he didn't want, you know, like, I felt like he was like the castaway younger brother.
Yeah.
Like, the parents didn't like him. You know what I mean? He was a failure.
He was the black sheep.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't have even been on the ship. He should have been left behind with Skull.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, that's not like I rather have had the original Magna the Defender than Mike.
Same here. I agree 100%.
You know what I mean? And like have him bad, and then like not be bad, but like willing to sacrifice everything to get redemption.
Yeah.
I felt like that's what they should have just kept continuing to do.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I felt like, again, this even happened with the Green Ranger. Once they became a good guy, they kind of just went like, all right, so now you're getting your ass kicked all the time. You whooping all their asses the other day.
Yeah, but then they were like, with the Green Rangers, like, all right, well, we're just gonna continually turn Tommy Oliver bad periodically throughout every single season because he's good as a bad Ranger. You know what I mean? As a bad guy. So, yeah, I just had to make that point on the Magna Defender because the potential for him could have been so good.
Yeah, because he's a dope-looking character. I think he's the best-looking character in the series.
The Hasbro toy looks amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because going into the other Rangers, like, again, we were going to go into the suits. He's the only suit that I kind of like in this series, and the rest I really don't care for.
He's the only suit that I like because it's technically not even a suit.
It's like an armor. It's like a knight armor.
Well, what did the real Magna Defender look like? Nobody knows. That was him.
That was his body.
Like, so basically, because the Magna Defender was stuck in this hole, Mike went down in the hole, and the Magna Defender stole his life force.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To bring himself back. You know what I mean? So, was he inside the body, like the dead body of the Magna Defender? And
Probably.
he just like the suit took over, like, as, you know what I mean? I don't get where they went with that.
I what I think happened was he took over Leo's body. Not Leo,
Mike's body.
Mike's body.
Okay.
I think he took over Mike's body.
So
inside the suit.
So The Magna Defender looked like something else.
He honestly, to what I saw and the fact that your kid looked exactly like you, I felt like Magna Defender was the suit. That was his.
Exactly. I don't feel like there was anybody inside there.
I don't think anyone was. I think there was a being inside, but he pretty much that's like that was their look.
So maybe like an avatar. He used it like an avatar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that makes more sense. Yeah. That sounds better to me than it being a suit, because then it's technically not a suit. It's a person. It's a body.
Yeah. It's you know what, you can put it kind of like the Mandalorian. If he fucking takes off the helmet, he can't do it no more.
Yeah. Don't look at me.
Yeah. I think
Sir,
that
I am not alive.
So yeah, I think it was something that's very similar to that. But he was a badass looking character. I did like the suit a lot. It's probably one of the best.
He was the best looking.
Yeah, it was probably one of my favorite of the Lightning collection. He's probably one of my favorite figures.
Yeah, he's up there with Goldar and Zed, because I think Goldar and Zed look the best.
Shadow Ranger.
Oh yeah, Shadow looks cool too, but Shadow just looks badass anywhere you go.
Yeah. So yeah, the rest of them kind of had like a Charlie Brown T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care for the helmets at all. The Red Ranger I didn't mind, because I liked the yellow streaks on the top of the helmet.
I didn't like a single helmet.
No?
Not a single one. The green one didn't look good. The blue one, like they tried too much. They were like Care Bear helmets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That like literally, it was just, I don't know. Like, I like the suits better than the helmets.
Yeah.
I could have lived with the suits with a different helmet, but I get it because, like, you know, they're supposed to accent on these guardian beasts.
Yeah, and they were ugly too.
Yes, but the thing is, the guardian beasts were found afterwards, so why was the suits mimicked after something that had nothing to do with them in the beginning?
That's the magic of Power Rangers.
It's dumb. But that's me speaking logically.
Yeah, but then again, we're gonna look at the Sentai and then be like, oh, that makes so much sense now.
Yeah, well, why are all of them crouching when they run?
Then we're gonna learn that from the Sentai as well.
They're gonna have scoliosis by the time they're done with this. Like, they were standing up straight before, and now they got a hunchback. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna have to work in a clock tower after all this.
No, the Quasimodos.
Well, in Time Force, they were in a clock tower, so they could have been in there.
Yeah, they the one that rang the bell.
Yeah.
We had some allies returning off of 6.
Yeah, which he was like a slave, man. They slaved the shit out of him.
Yeah, he's always been a slave, though.
Yeah, but the thing was, we got the Astro Megazord back, right? Which was a museum.
Yeah.
All right? So Alpha was working there in the beginning of this, showing tours. You know they weren't paying his ass.
Fucking assholes.
I know. You're like, what, because he's a machine? That man saved the universe multiple times. Or his kind saved the universe multiple times. You better show that android some respect.
Yeah. Dekka's still alive inside the Space Ranger ship.
Yeah.
You have the Guardian, Zika. Who the hell is Zika? The Guardian was that Thor-looking motherfucker. Remember that episode?
Yeah, it was just that was quick. It was like come and go. You know what I mean? This was like the first season that didn't have like a mentor, kind of. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll say the captain in a way, but he wasn't. Not. But he wasn't like a mentor. Like, he was not really telling them what to do. He was kind of taking orders. He didn't even know they were
Rangers.
Yeah.
So how could he be a mentor to the Rangers?
That is true.
He was a mentor to Damon and Kai. That's it.
Yeah.
Because he was one-on-one with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Any other time, like, there was nobody there. Like, Alpha wasn't even
No, he wasn't really there, too.
Dekka wasn't a mentor. It was literally probably... this is what I'll probably give them, that this was probably the first sustainable, alone team that didn't need somebody to
Well, second,
to go
because
to.
Space.
No, but Space... Yeah,
Space didn't have a mentor.
But Dekka was there for them, too.
Well, Dekka was more of informational thing, but she wasn't like the mentor, like telling you what to do and things like that. Dekka was just a useful program.
I think in Space the mentors were more of the bad guys. The bad guys had more of the mentors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With like
Astronomer,
Astronomer, Dark Condor,
yeah.
and Ecliptor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was probably
like in here too.
What's up?
In this season too, because he had Scorpionus, and then he had Turkina under him.
Yeah. Well, it's Scorpionus. He was, bro. He's so ugly. I don't.
Yeah.
He didn't. I can't stand him. Like, wait till we get into the villain part.
Yeah.
Because I can't stand that motherfucker either.
So, what else are we getting? The suits. We're not crazy about the suits. The suits weren't that
Definitely
great.
not.
Even the weapons. I didn't care for the weapons. I hated the overpowered Red Ranger suit. I hate when they just go way too much with the fucking like the just the weaponry. Like he had all this shit for no reason.
The Quasar sabers look corny as hell.
Yeah.
It was like a capped. You know, like when you buy a sword from like a store, from like a novelty store.
Yeah.
They got the cap that goes on the tip, so you don't actually stab yourself.
Yeah.
That's literally what it was, and it was like a wannabe dragon saber, right?
Yeah.
A dragon dagger that spewed up into this big sword that did nothing. It was powered by the lights of Orion, which also did nothing. Like there was just, oh my god, it was so bad.
I think it was just a namesake.
We had like a big cannon like that shot maybe a couple times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we always had that powered up Red Ranger.
Yeah, I hated that suit.
I hate most of those fucking suits.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there wasn't really, you know, instead of the gliders, we had like bucket seat gliders. You know what I mean? That they sat in. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
And then they also had the motorcycles and shit like that.
Like and I only remember that in like 1 or 2 episodes.
I remember the Red Ranger one, just the fact that it became a big ass lion face.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Yeah, it was like. Hey.
They want dum dum.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of fucking. It was just a big face, and then he went into it and it just like shot at people and shit. Moving on. All right, so let's go to the villains.
We have that Scorpius,
which just looked like a fucking naked mole rat. I don't know what the fuck he was.
Scorpius was just a big, like, he looked like a jumbo red ant kind of thing, and he just sat around and did nothing. He just barked orders. I get it, he's a boss, but now from what we know, that wasn't his original form. He actually, you know, transformed himself. So I can only imagine what he looked like beforehand. Because his daughter was hot. Turkina was hot.
It's 2 ugly people make a beautiful child.
Yeah, and it's funny because the Red Ranger and the Green Ranger actually even stated in an episode that they thought that Turkina was hot.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Damon in real life is actually married to her.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Like they probably met on the set and he was like, I want to tap that ass.
Yeah, Turkina was hot.
Turkina was hot.
She was cool. She was a cool character too. I think this was another season that I enjoyed the villains more than I enjoyed the.
Well, I enjoyed her.
Yeah, enjoyed her and her story.
And like how she built herself, like, you know, she went to the same tavern that Andros did.
Yeah.
To get those cards, so like I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that whole training Rocky sequence of her in the desert and stuff like that, like.
Yeah.
Looking all good. Oh, I mean, she was definitely one of the best things of the series itself, I would say.
Yeah. All right.
And then you had small little henchmen that really didn't even matter.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know
2 versions of the henchmen that didn't really matter.
There was a couple that you thought were gonna stand like the test of it.
Yeah.
The test of the show, and then they only had like 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Like what happened to that guy that trained her?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Isn't that Villamax?
Yeah, so he trained her, and then disappeared for a little bit, and then came back at the end, saved the little girl, and then Turkina killed him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't really even part of that. He tried to mentor her, build her up, and then, what? She turned his back on him because the Red Ranger killed Scorpius.
Yes.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, he took daddy out. Yeah, so most of the villains, like the henchmen and stuff like that, they didn't really have a long wait. And then towards the ending, we also had a new main villain with Cat and Mutiny, and That was a weird fucking transition, to be honest with me.
What, going to the ship guy, the pirate guy?
Yeah.
See, but you want to know what I was thinking? The whole show is called The Lost Galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. That was the Lost Galaxy that they were in, and they were only there for like 10 episodes out of 45. So why base the whole show off of that sequence? You know what I mean? And those series of episodes, it was dumb.
It was.
You know what I mean?
The name sounded cool.
I liked the dinosaur that it was on.
Yeah.
I thought he was cool. I thought when the Rangers was going up against that was awesome.
Yeah.
But like the pirate himself, he was like Rip Thorn with a pirate suit on. That's literally what he sounded like.
And then his putties looked fucking retarded.
He sounded like Patches O'Houlihan.
Yeah.
From Dodgeball.
Yeah, man. And then some of our favorite villains are back into the series. Probably going to be the highlighted episodes as well was the Psycho Rangers.
Yeah. And believe it or not, like as much as I love them, they didn't even like they could have done so much more with them too.
I think so too.
I mean?
I think so too.
They could have brought more of a diabolical darkness, you know what I mean? Because they were they are so fixated on their color. You know what I mean?
Well, we got one off at least the Psycho Pink.
Yeah.
Which I still say the Lightning Collection 2-pack should have been the pink and Psycho Pink.
I agree. I mean, it's still early. You know what I mean? They be making duplicates of characters.
Yeah. So we had the whole Psycho Ranger team return to the show. They weren't as lethal as they were in space, but they did their job, and Pink Ranger, the Pink Psycho, did her damage.
Yeah, because she killed Kendricks.
Yes, and well, she temporarily put her out of commission. She wasn't dead. You know what? The fact that she came back in the end, she ain't dead. She was temporarily.
So then, where was her body?
Sleeping.
If she went sleeping, but where did it go? Like she turned into like Obi-Wan Kenobi for a little bit.
She became a fart.
You know what I mean? Like she went to the forest real quick and then came back in physical form.
Yeah.
She would I can understand on Miranoi when they put the swords back in and everybody from stone turned back to a normal person.
Yeah.
But she just appeared out of nowhere. Like, hey guys, I'm back.
I was the rock behind all the rock.
I was an invisible rock. Poor Kendrick. She got the ass end of it.
Yeah, I was disappointed when I understand what I wanted her dead. Like I felt like it was not.
I wanted her to die.
I wanted her to stay dead. Like I felt like it just had a better story. The fact that she sacrificed her life for the Rangers and shit. So I felt like it was a better story. And then you just brought her back like nothing, and I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, and what's so funny about like the relationship between these Rangers, like nobody knew who any of them were. You know what I mean? Mike and Kai knew each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But everybody else didn't know who, and then Kendricks knew Kai.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But everybody else, popped in, and then within a matter of an episode, is like, Mike would have never done that. He would have never, bitch, you don't even know him. How do you know, truthfully, that he would never have done something to stab you in the back? You know what I mean? I don't know how things work on Miranoi, but in the rest of the world, shit is fucked up. Your best friends stab you in the back. You know what I mean? So I really hated that. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I don't know. It was just that writing. It was the writing that really threw me off too. So
yeah. So we are moving on to the Megazords.
Are they Megazords though?
The Galactic Beast.
Are they Megazords? See what they tried to do with Zoo Ranger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they did it poorly. At least in Zoo Ranger, the Zords, that was them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were Zord godlike beings. These were actual animals.
Yeah.
That turned into machines.
That hardened. Yeah.
Like that's just sad. I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Because it was like that Jurassic Park scene where they were locked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they break free, and then I don't know. It was just poor. I like the Zord when it was together.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad when it was together, but when it's separated before they changed, he just looked weird. They looked like old villains of Godzilla back in the 1950 movies and shit.
Yeah, no, definitely. You know what I mean? We got that one Pokemon.
Yeah.
That was, I forget the name of the Pokemon, like the one that goes from water to fire to something
Eevee.
else.
Yeah.
It looked exactly like that.
Yeah, the cat, the wildcat one.
Yeah, but everything else, like, bro, we got this gigantic gorilla King Kong looking thing.
Yeah,
we got this horrible faced lion.
Yeah.
And then you got that other one, and then I forget what the other ones even look like.
All right,
That's
so
how bad they are.
We had the Galaxy Megazord. These are the basic 5 of the Galactic Beast. We had the Lion Galactic Beast, the Condor, the Gorilla, the Wolf, and the Wildcat.
And that is that.
And then you had the Lights of Orion, and then you had the Defender Taurazord, which was like a bull.
Yeah, the Turo.
Yeah. And then later on, we got the Rhino Galactic Beast and the Centaurus Galactic Beast. We got the Phoenix Galactic Beast.
You got the Magna Defender, who turns into a bigger Magna Defender.
Yeah.
And he turns really red.
Yeah.
So if you destroyed him, do you destroy the Magna Defender?
I guess so. I don't know how that works, because Ninjor, if you beat Ninjor, I don't know. Did that work with Ninjor? I don't remember.
Yeah. Ninjor got hurt.
Yeah.
When he turned big, like he was out of commission for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember there was episodes clearly, and he got so mad because everybody called him a novice, rookie. So he would freak out, and then he'd get his ass whooped, and then he'd be out of commission healing for a while. Yeah. So.
All right, so that works. So yeah, I guess that's the same thing with Magna Defender, I guess.
See, but also the Magna Defender, Mike got his ass whooped so much.
Because he sucked.
Yeah, because Mike's trash. Little wannabe pretty boy.
Yeah. I didn't like the Zords, at all. I wasn't really crazy about the Megazords and everything like that in the series. I didn't mind the way it looked in the main part of it, but I just wasn't a fan of them. I've seen better.
Yeah. I mean, we've had worse, though.
Yeah, we did have worse.
And we will have worse as the seasons go.
Yeah.
As this moment in time, it was, I don't know, it failed miserably.
Yeah. Then you also had the Rhino Galactic Beast with the Centaurus, a Megazord, which that was the one that kind of walked up, so his legs were split and walked up. It was
dumb.
And then we had the Phoenix Galactic Beast with Stratforce, for the Stratoforce Megazord. And then you had the Shark Galactic Beast, Zenith Carrier Zord, and Zenith Carrier Zord Warrior Mode, which I think was the last Zord they had, which wasn't that great as well.
You want to know what really upsets me, and this pisses me off the more and more we talk about the Zords?
Yeah.
Is a majority of these battles happen on TerraVenture.
Yeah.
What kind of security system does TerraVenture have where shit can just fly in anytime they want it to? You know,
it's the same thing.
Anytime a monster wanted to come in and destroy shit, they just fly down. It's supposed to be an encased globe.
They don't think the kids are intelligent.
They tried to play us like we were dumb.
We didn't expect grown-ass men fucking watching this and interrogating this shit.
Yeah, well, they need to start thinking about that, all right? Because we're keeping this shit alive.
Yeah. So, that's the Megazords. I was not crazy about them. You weren't as well.
No.
Moving on. So the episodes, memorable episodes of the series. I'll go straight to the Psycho Rangers.
They brought a refreshing thing, which also brought up a team up.
Yeah.
With the Space Rangers.
Yes, our favorite people. So this is one thing that really pissed me off, and I was like, yo, that she should have been handicapped after she fucking fell. So remember when Casey was dancing on top of the pink wildcat shit?
Yeah.
And then she was dancing on it, and
she
the
fell
cat
off
just
of it?
Yeah. She should be paralyzed.
Man, the last episode when the Red Ranger's at the top of a building that's like the Sears Tower and falls off.
Yeah.
He should have been fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care how much power you have in that suit, bro.
Yeah.
You just felt like 150 stories and just smacked into concrete.
But yeah, Casey fell off the Zord, and I was like, "Yo, she should have been hurt. She shouldn't be laughing. She shouldn't be getting up."
I enjoyed like the episode where we actually destroyed Scorpius. I thought those were pretty
that was a good
cool.
one. Yeah, that was good.
You know what I mean? Where we actually killed the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not even mid-season we took him out. You know what I mean? So like I thought that was cool, which led up to a series of events with Trakina trying to figure herself out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then she went into the saloon in the Old West kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then she got herbed out there, and then she got forced to train. I enjoyed those series of episodes.
Yeah, that was like
that was,
21, 22.
It's just any episode that they were outside in space without a suit on pissed me off. Kids are not that dumb. Kids know that you can't go into space without a suit, or you'll die.
What was it? The Power of Pink, which was the one that she died. Kendrick supposedly got murdered by the Pink Ranger, the Pink Psycho Ranger, and this is when we got the beginning of Corone.
Yeah, and somebody had to fill those shoes, man, and who else was it but Carell?
Yep.
She deserved it, man, and I like that the legendary battle in future seasons.
Yeah.
Where she comes back, and she's like, I love being a ranger, because that was the only season that she was an actual ranger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and to hear her say that because she was evil. She was the queen of evil.
And the fact that they showed the evil side when she did it as well, which was pretty dope.
I think it was because they got older, and they wanted to be like, who is that?
Like, oh man,
and then she turned into astronomer real quick, like, I love being a ranger. It was like a Ninja Turtle moment, you know what I mean? When the Ninja Turtles fall into the water and come back out, like, I love being a turtle. I said it before, and I'll say it again.
So that was a good one.
I like those episodes.
Yeah, the beginning of Corone and her getting used to the team. I actually didn't mind her episodes at all. Which are like the early 30 episode, the early 30, mid 30 episodes.
I really liked that one episode that was like aliens.
So that was the beginning. That was an early one.
Yeah, no, that was like 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to get the book.
Yeah.
Or something like that, and they walked in, and then things started hatching like in the movie Alien.
I think it was the rescue
really
mission.
Dark. I thought that episode was badass. I really do. That probably single-handedly was my favorite episode, and I didn't even jot down episodes. I'm really just going on straight memory of watching the show. Because I just hated the season so much that I just wanted to hate on it.
Yeah.
But I can't hate on that episode, because that episode was badass.
That was the one that really reminded me of Starship Troopers.
Well, Starship Troopers and Alien mixed together. Like, literally, they were aliens crawling around chasing them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought that was cool as shit. But then they jumped from that one spaceship to the gliders, literally with no suits on. I was like, oh, you just fucking ruined it for me. You had everything so good, and then you just failed it miserably for me.
Hate you.
Motherfuckers.
So, yeah. The season finale, the ending episodes. What do you think of them?
Well, we got Terra Venture not being able to make going to the planet that they wanted to go to.
Yeah.
So just like the human race is like, hey, we found the next best thing. Let's go and take that shit over. You know what I mean? How does Maya look at this planet and not know it was her planet?
Because she's stupid.
She's dumb. And she should have just showed her boobs the whole series. She should have just did it.
That's the thing.
She would have made the series so much better if she.
It would have been number one.
Oh yeah, all over the boards, man. It would have been. It would have taken the place by storm.
Yeah.
But the ending episodes, I thought was cool because you saw like Trakina, she started getting more evil,
Yeah.
and she started getting like that reverb on her voice and those black lines around her head.
And that's when she
like
fully finds out who'd killed her father and all that shit too. She goes vengeful.
Yeah, she gets ape. She goes ape shit. But I thought it was cool. I thought that you know what I mean? Like they the leaving like the ship was crashing into the moon.
Yeah.
So they deployed all those spaceships to go over to Miranoi, you know, and made them leave everything behind. I thought that was clever. The crash landing into the moon, you know what I mean? I thought it was cool. The Red Ranger sacrificing himself, which we thought at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, that was the only time where I actually felt he deserved to be a Red Ranger. Because he literally had Trakina when she turned into the grasshopper looking thing.
Yeah.
The praying mantis kind of looking thing. And then he basically sacrificed himself, but he didn't actually really kill himself, so.
Yeah.
So they weren't bad. But just like the human race, we find one place, we can't get to that place. So it's like, all right, let's go to this place and consume all that shit.
Exactly. That's exactly what they did.
Literally, man.
I felt the same way with the last episode. I think that was the only time I actually didn't mind Leo. I was like, all right, Leo, you okay?
Yeah, nah, he stepped up to the plate.
And that was about it. That was my last part of me being nice to Leo.
Because Leo was horrible. I mean, there's worse Red Rangers out there. You know, we had an android Red Ranger in Operation Overdrive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had a Red Ranger that turned his back on his Rangers. You know what I mean? And we, you know, like, for him to do that at the end, which made it selfless, which made him earn it. Finally, he earned it.
Yeah.
To me. You know what I mean? Because what would have been if Mike would have been the Red Ranger?
Yeah.
Because Mike was, as much as I don't like him as the Magna Defender, and I prefer the old Magna Defender, he actually put himself out there more than anybody.
Yeah.
So I will give him that respect.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because he was supposed to be the original. He was supposed to be it.
He was supposed to be the Red Ranger. So, honestly, him supposed to be the Red Ranger, I expect him to at least have the traits of a Red Ranger.
Yeah.
So.
And he did, man. Every episode he's laying in a hospital bed with a bandage around his head.
You did this to me.
I'll be all right. I'll be okay.
All right. Anything else with this series?
I don't know, man. It's just the whole series is just messed up. I don't care for it. Yeah. It's not in my top 10 and never will be in my top 10. I'm happy we got I'm happy we got the Psycho Rangers back. Yeah. I was really upset that we lost Bulk and Skull.
You only got Bulk, and he was barely there.
Yeah, well, Skull got left behind.
Yeah, he's still on Earth.
So technically,
becoming a doctor.
When Terra Venture left, and then as the episodes went by, they mentioned how they were light years away from Earth. Yeah. So technically, in Earth time, everybody that we knew of at that time is dead.
Yeah, but then how he has Skull's son and teaching him how to be a samurai and Power Ranger samurai.
That's what makes the show bad, bro. Yeah. Because Skull's home, and then we're light years away from Earth. Light years. Yeah. That's a lot of years.
Maybe time.
Everybody on Earth is dead. Ernie's dead. Lieutenant Stone is dead. Bulk is dead. Not Bulk. Skull is dead. And I was really upset because they were only in like 4 episodes.
Yeah, they were barely in it.
It was completely pointless for them to even be in the show.
Yeah.
I was like, why do you got Bulk on the entrance video, like the introduction video to the show, and he's not even on the show? You know what I mean? True. Like that was because in space you saw the decline in like the acting of Bulk and Skull, their story. So it's like it was only a matter of time before they got weeded off, and then this was like the nail in the coffin. Yeah. And I loved Bulk and Skull. They were the ones that tied every season together. Yeah. They are the real Power Rangers in my eyes. You know what I mean? They did it all, man. Yeah. They went through it all.
Yeah. So, all right. We are past. This is the Power Ranger Lost Galaxy, our review. What grade would you give Lost Galaxy as a whole
I don't
season?
know, like a fucking 4.
4?
Yeah, it's so sad to say that, man.
4 out of 10?
4, yeah, 5 would make it like half okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was half okay.
I give it a 5.
I feel like that's generous. I feel like
I think
so
we're
generous.
being generous. I think the Psycho Rangers give it a 5 for me.
I mean, like I said, I thought Terra Venture looked amazing. I thought that was cool. It's just the things with it flopped. The Rangers themselves weren't all that. We didn't have a solid Red Ranger. We only had a few supporting Rangers that, Corone was probably the best part of them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I agree
to
with
see
that.
her. The old Magna Defender, which we got shorted of. So it's like, what really positive do you have to have for this show? There is no real positive. That's why I don't understand how it's a fan favorite.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. I don't see it, but I know for a fact that a lot of people put this as their number 1 series of Power Rangers, and that shit crazy.
They need to listen to our casts.
Yeah.
And I can tell when we did our original first one, because that was back in the day where we jumbled seasons together.
Yeah.
And we barely even gave this like
acknowledgement.
Yeah, we gave it like 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, to talk about it. And I'm happy that we went back.
Yeah.
So we can actually really give a good, logical review, because I feel like our opinions of these shows are right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I listen to a lot of other people's cast and reviews, and I feel like ours is better.
Yep, I agree.
Shout out to them, but ours is better.
Yeah.
And I feel like our judgment is on point. But then that's us being biased, of course,
I agree with that. Like, I feel like this season didn't have enough for me to like really like stand the test of time of things like that. Like, Space still holds a lot of things for me. I think I like Space now more than I ever liked it before.
How do you go from Space to this?
Yeah. Because Space saved the show, and now they could go back to doing shitty shows.
And so Space saved the show, so they can almost lose the show again.
Yeah, but then again, this one actually had. So if what I'm reading correct, this one actually was one of the highest rated Power Ranger
people
series.
Watching it doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah. But a lot of people they like this series. I don't like it. I don't see it. I don't see what people like about this series, but hopefully the Super Sentai will change my mind a little bit on it.
Well, I hope so too. Maybe it will give an enlightenment to me and tell me why the hell they run crouching all the time, because that's just so dumb.
Well, I know in the Super Sentai they're like Jungle Boys and shit. They like Zoo Ranger in a way. Like
Wild Force Trey.
Yeah, kind of in that sense.
Not Trey, Cole.
Yeah. Jungle Boys.
Know. I stand. I'll give it 4.7. I won't give it a 5 though. I won't give it a 5 because I got Corone. I got, you know what I mean. I got Trakina. I thought Trakina was good. It's not her fault that the show sucked. I'd like Terra Venture. Maya, I've seen her boobs, so I'm happy for that. It's the first Power Ranger I got to see boobs like multiple times, and clearly not like off in the distance.
Yeah.
And I like boobs. Yeah, I mean everything. And we got the Psychos back, but they didn't even utilize the Psychos.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
true.
The only real solid straight like episode that really was good, like 100% was good, was when they brought the Space Rangers back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just to see them again,
And Andros' like terrible wig.
Yeah.
He had a wig on. It was bad.
He chopped his hair off at that time.
Yeah, it was a really bad wig. So reviewing this 1 out of 10. I think I had to go like 4.5.
All right. See, now you're the merc with the mic, man.
Yeah, now I'm not.
Giving it a 5 was just, bro. I just literally broke down everything that's good about it, and that's 45 episodes.
Yeah. I
That
didn't
should
like
have been a 30-episode season, bro.
And I also, my biggest thing is the Zords. I didn't like the Zords. I didn't find them creative. I didn't think they were that great. And them being like these life forms and stuff like that, they try to make them have a big role, and I felt like they didn't really have much of a role as it is.
They failed short.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
And the stupid suits. I hate the suits.
I don't mind the suit part, the helmets. Like, you can't have a mediocre suit and a shitty helmet.
Yeah, I just didn't like the suits at all. I didn't like the Charlie Brown vest.
and the Rangers pride themselves on the mentors. They didn't have a mentor. They didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 4.5. I'll give this one a 4.5.
I give it a 7 just because we got space back for a little bit.
Like, you keep changing your score.
No, I said a 4.7. I gave it a
4.7. Oh, okay. I thought you said
I gave it a 4.7 because I won't give it a 5. I will not give it the acknowledgement that half of it's good when only 40% of it's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree. 4.5, 4.7. You know what? Nowadays, we'll probably catch up with the reviews of all the ones we passed before it, but this is how we review them towards the end of the cast, so you actually have a number of what we review these shows.
Yeah.
So, Lost Galaxy is a really mediocre attempt on Power Rangers. I feel like they could have done better.
Though.
It's not the worst. It's not the worst, but it's not the best.
And that's saying a lot.
Yeah. Before we go, and all this Corona shit going on, and a lot of things going on in this world and everything like that, we are going to try to continue bring these casts to you monthly. We found a way we could do it over the internet until we actually could do it in person again. But for now, we're going to keep it like this. So you're going to hear all the casts we have. So from the Guest Spread Ass Cast, we get weekly. The Western Babble, we get weekly. The MorphinCast.
We can actually probably pump out more this way.
Yeah. So the MorphinCast will come back monthly cast. The next one will be on the Super Sentai version of Lost Galaxy, which is, I just had the name, Shinji Sentai. I think it's Gigaman, yeah.
Gigamon.
Yeah. Genjimon. Yeah, Genjimon. Shiju Sentai Gijimon.
Before we go, my man, I would like to crack this beer open for you because this right here is a 3-year anniversary.
Yes.
To our first Power Rangers cast. It wasn't called the MorphinCast at the time.
Nope.
Because we were in our infancy. But here we are, 3 years later, thousands of episodes later. Oh, we might have lost our mind a little bit in the process, but here's a salute to you.
Cheers.
Viacom 74 miles away.
Yeah.
There we go. We might do a special cast in heightening, going back and talking about our previous stuff and have a little anniversary cast.
Okay.
But that's that's another time.
Yeah.
Today was Lost Galaxy.
So we're gonna wrap this up. This is the MorphinCast. Please be sure to follow all our social medias. We do want to give a shout out to Game On.
Yes, definitely. You got your first experience there.
Yeah, I got to actually go into the store. I bought a couple things, and I really, really was happy with my experience in that store. So
I just, because everything is on lockdown here in New York, I don't know to our listeners where you are in the country itself, but we are based in New York, where we are basically on a complete lockdown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not a forced lockdown. It's more of like stay the fuck inside.
Please.
You know what I mean?
They saying please at least.
So when Game On was coming to the end of closing their doors, I walked in one day, and I bought me and you, and I got some cards. I got 15 games for 5 different consoles, and I bought a Dreamcast for under $200.
Nice.
That was awesome. You know what I mean? And what Game On is doing right now is they are doing online orders where they can ship to you during this time.
Yes, I'm getting an order together myself. Actually, I already talked to him a little bit. So I was like, let me get all my list together, and I'm gonna probably get it sent.
Tristan put out a video today stating that In these hard times, there's going to be a lot of businesses out there that probably, unfortunately, won't recover from this. I do wish them the best, and I do wish that they continue on. But Tristan made a guarantee to everybody that no matter what, they will still keep going. And the second that they opened up curbside buying and online buying over the phone, where they ship it to you, their sales have went through the roof. So the love and appreciation that they have for what we're doing for them is at an all-time high, which I think everybody who does do that, I don't know if you guys listen to this cast or not, but now is the time. If you guys were looking for some retro video games, old school stuff, specialized from PlayStation 3 and under, you guys can go to their site on Facebook.
This is the time. This is the perfect time to get your ass an old console and just go through a bunch of shit.
Everything's always 20% off right now. So, and they are truly grateful. Their first day was like record sales.
Yeah, I'm looking. I might make an order myself because I'm looking to get a PS2.
Yeah, they got the slims going pretty cheap. So.
Yeah, I'm probably get a slim PS2, and then I'm still looking for the WWF WWE game. So I'll probably see what they have in the Smithtown store.
Yeah, well, once all this, subsides, and society picks up whatever is left behind from this, I will definitely take you to the Talking Store.
Yes. Here we go.
Or the Smithtown Store, whatever it is.
Yeah, we were on our way. So shout outs to them. If you want any of their information to order online and everything like that, I'll leave the link on this YouTube channel. So basically, you could just click on the link and go directly to them. I think he does it over the phone now. It's not actual website. So, but they have everything. So if you want a PS2, PS1, you want a Dreamcast, they have it.
I just bought a Dreamcast the other day. I was so excited. I haven't even plugged it in. They have everything. They got Ataris. They got Atari. The one thing that they don't hold is the Jaguar, and I asked them for this specifically last time because they were like, it's such a shitty console and it's such a rare find that they hardly get anything like that. But they basically have everything, man. They got Sega 32X.
Yeah.
In the console itself, they have the Sega CD whole console with Sega 32X and Sega CD all hooked together for $170, and I think that's a steal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all three consoles in one for $170, and everything's 20% off right now. I would attack that in a heartbeat.
Yep. So I'll leave the link to their Facebook group on the podcast, so you guys could go check them out, support the local business, support retro gaming, and at these times, this is the perfect time to catch up with something you haven't played in a long time. I'm doing the same shit, man. I got the WWE games and everything like that, so we'll go more into that. Talking about retro gaming and retro video games and stuff like that, me and Tenacious T been talking about making the Shell Shock podcast a bi-monthly one. So we could give you a retro video game podcast that will be a bi-monthly as well. We don't have a name for it yet. If you have an idea, hit us up about it. But if we're going to talk about retro video games, things that we grew up with, what got us to play this game, what got us the first system, all the stories of our experiences of video games, I think it would be a great thing to talk about, especially in a longer take, as in like what was your first experience with NES and Genesis and any other crazy console that you played but no one else ever had. Those are the conversations we're going to have in this retro video game podcast. We're going to try to have guests. We're going to try to do a lot of things in this. So that's going to be in our future of things to come. Stay tuned for Not a Trekkie, which will be airing sometime later on today. Shell Shock episode 2 for the Turtles 2 movie will be airing next. So stay tuned. Check it out. We're going to wrap this up. This is the MorphinCast for Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. I'm Mark with the mic. That's Tenacious T. Follow us on all social media. We have Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Twitch TV, YouTube, SoundCloud, all Mark with the mic. You can get all the links on there. Follow Red Cycling Inc. on all those same things, all Red Cycling Inc. Follow Tenacious T. Where you got?
Yeah. Well, just you can since we're secluded inside,
Yeah.
hit me up on my PSN at TommyGuns2488. Join in on the fun. My brother, who has been consuming my PlayStation, does play a lot of Minecraft. So if you are a Minecraft fan, you can just tune in to them. They usually have a big party going. I'm not really a fan of Minecraft.
Yeah.
I won't bash it on this one. I'll bash that on our video game podcast.
Yes.
But, T-Gun Ilsun, which is a lot to spell out. That is my Twitter.
Yeah.
T_DA_GUN for my Instagram. But I'm also thinking about making a Tenacious T Twitter and a Tenacious T Instagram to contribute to Red Cyclone Inc. instead of my own personal stuff. So in future cast, that will probably be the link that you can to follow me on.
Yep. And that's about it. We're gonna wrap this up. Thank you for listening, and for always remember, follow the Jenkins. And fuck Zordon.
Fuck Zordon, always. That's
always fuck Zordon. Peace out, laters.